So what a great win by the Los Angeles Lakers, beating the Milwaukee Bucks by 1 point with D'Angelo Russell hitting the huge game winner, Spencer Dinwiddie with the great defensive stop on Damian Lillard. This was just a great all-around team effort. No LeBron James, Anthony Davis gets hurt, might as well not even be out there in many ways, and yet this team stayed resilient. They kept just keeping within range, and ultimately were able to close it out, win the game. D'Angelo Russell was absolutely heroic. We'll touch on that more here in a moment. But I especially enjoyed this win. Obviously, you don't have LeBron. You don't have Anthony Davis. You had Anthony Davis, but basically 3/4. But the thing that I loved about this win is we were in control for pretty much the entirety of the game. And then it slipped away. And the Milwaukee Bucks finally got over that hump. Right? It was like they kept getting it close. We get up by like 8, and then they like push it and get it to 1, or they tie it, or they get it to 2. But they weren't able to really get over that hump. They finally get over that hump. They start pulling away. We go down 6, and it looks like, all right, here we go. Lakers, it was a good effort, but unfortunately they're not going to pull it out. Because down 6 with like 1:34 left, something like that. And all of a sudden, it was just like, no, we're going to close this out. We are going to win this game. And you just saw them make big play after big play. D'Lo, Rui hit a big 3 after going 0 of 5 up to that point. And you just saw the Lakers continue to stay resilient and stay within that game and not fall apart and not fold. That's huge, right? One of the big things that I talked about in a video yesterday was the potential of like, hey, do you kind of get LeBron some rest? Do you let LeBron sit around? I also made a video kind of breaking down going into the Bucks game. And one of the things that I talked about in that video yesterday was like, I do believe that this team can win, but guys have to step up. They have to play in big roles. They have to have that resilience, right? Any team can beat anybody on any given night. Why did the Lakers beat the Milwaukee Bucks last night? Because they still have a team full of NBA players that are capable of being very good and very talented. And like I've said, when you don't have LeBron, you can offset that for a game or two or several. We're not a better team without LeBron. I see so many people that are like, oh, it's so silly. We need LeBron James. But during the regular season for, a couple games or like a little stretch, guys can pick it up, right? You got D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, Spencer Dinwiddie, Anthony Davis. Hopefully we'll see how his injury goes. Hopefully it's just kind of a little stainer. But again, you can kind of offset that. This game, it was D'Angelo Russell, and he was impeccable. D'Lo was ridiculous in so many ways, and just hit big shot after big shot. And it was like every time Milwaukee looked like they were creeping back, and boom, D'Lo would hit another big shot. And look, Milwaukee was great. Giannis had a 34-point triple-double. Dame, 28 and 12. You had Malik Beasley. He had 14. Brook Lopez with 11. Connaughton with 17. Portis with 14. So you're talking 6 guys in double figures, right? Like, this was a good game by Milwaukee. This wasn't like one of those games where it was like, oh, Milwaukee just shot poorly or they just played poorly or what. No, Milwaukee played very well. The Lakers just had a guy named D'Angelo Russell who in 38 minutes scored 44 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists, went 17 of 25 from the field, 9 of 12 from 3. It was just an amazing game by him. But you saw that in this game, D'Lo raises the bar. The Boston game, right? Austin Reeves raises the bar. Rui even usually he had a rough game against Milwaukee, but usually when LeBron's out, Rui is much better. But the point being, you see guys when LeBron's out have no choice. You have to step up. You have to play this role, right? When LeBron is in the game and LeBron's playing, like, he's LeBron James, right? A lot of the offense is going to run through him. The ball's going to be in his hands heavy. He's going to get his shots and his points. And everyone else has got to kind of take a step back. But the difference between why you need a LeBron and why you don't is LeBron can do game in, game out, night in, night out, give you 25, 8 and 8 or 25, 7 and 7 like clockwork, right? D'Lo, who has been spectacular this season. I mean, he's been amazing. He's having the best season of his career, right? He's a guy that he can have 7 or 8 games where he goes and gives you 25 to 30, right? And then the occasional game where he goes off, gives you 40, right? But there's those like 2 to 3 games where, he might only have 12, right? Same thing with Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves has had his great moments, but he's also had his struggles this year. The difference between a LeBron James or any star, right? Any superstar and like a all-star or, even like just a high caliber role player is the consistency. What can you provide game in and game out? And this team has the pieces to beat them Boston, beat them Milwaukee, right? I believe we can beat anybody. I keep saying it time and time again. Like I still don't know how much I trust this team to get into the postseason. Even though the Lakers beat the Bucks, it's been a lot of like win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game. Like we're not in a position to keep trading wins and losses. We're just not. Still in the 10th seed, right? We're a full game out of 8th. That is very doable. That is very catchable. But we got to start rattling off multiple wins. We got to start rattling off 2, 3, 4, 5 wins in a row. Start catching guys. Us basically going win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. We're not gonna gain any real ground. This team as a whole has to be great. We're gonna need Anthony Davis, right? And hopefully, again, Anthony Davis. It was just a little stainer, and it wasn't something that is super significant. He got elbowed by Giannis in the shoulder, so I'm hoping that it's just he'll go get his treatment. I'm sure we'll get some information later today or in the next day. And, of course, we'll talk about it and update it as we find out the information. But, again, you look at we lose to Dallas or to Denver. Lose to the Nuggets, beat the Thunder. Lose to the Kings, beat the Bucks. Well, now we got the Timberwolves, the Kings, the Warriors, the Hawks. Like, we need to go. You got to go beat the Timberwolves, especially after you lost that Kings game. We need to rattle off. Like, I would love, we beat Milwaukee. Can we beat Minnesota? You beat Minnesota, right? Then you got the Kings, the Warriors, the Hawks, and the Sixers, and the Pacers, right? Can you win all those games? Like, genuinely. Timberwolves, they don't have Karl Anthony Towns, but Timberwolves could still win some games. They'd still be tough, but you're at home. Sacramento is a team that just really has our number, and we are going to Sacramento. That sucks. But I do believe, if the Lakers lock down and play well, you can beat them. Anybody's beatable. Sacramento's not unbeatable. They just match up well against us. So you beat Sacramento. The Warriors might not even have Steph Curry when you play them. That would be great. And again, you're at home. Then you got the Hawks, which that is a very winnable game. And they might not even have Trae Young. The Sixers might not even have Embiid. The Pacers, they can be tough. But again, you're at home. And then you go into that other Milwaukee game. Can you rattle off these wins? That all of a sudden, I think now we're in the conversation for the 6th or 5th seed or whatever. But we need Anthony Davis. He's got to be healthy. He's got to play. He's done an excellent job this season of playing. He's only missed, I believe 4 games. So we really need him for, just period, this stretch. But LeBron, I'm okay. Like if they want to kind of let him have a little rest, if he's good to go, then fine. Let him play. But if he needs, another game or 2, I would rather rest him. Because we need LeBron as healthy as possible. The healthier LeBron is, the better for the Lakers. But this is, again, another very impressive win. But that's that's what's so frustrating about this Lakers team. Is the Lakers have beaten basically everybody. Outside of, the Denver Nuggets and the Sacramento Kings. The Lakers have shown they've beaten Boston. They've beaten the Clippers a bunch of times. They've literally beaten everybody. They've named a top team. They've gotten it. The problem is it's frustrating because you'll see them beat a team like the Bucks without LeBron, and then they'll play a team, like a random team like, Sacramento, who's the 7th seed, and it's like get ran through, be up 19 and lose that by 20. It's like, come on, right? It's like, that's the big game. Like, and that's what frustrates me more. Like, if we beat Sacramento and we lost to the Bucks, I could live with that. Losses suck regardless, or you don't want to lose, period. You want the Lakers to win every game, but I could stomach that more. I'm frustrated about the Kings loss because if we beat Sacramento, right, we would be like genuine, like we'd be right there. Instead of being 2.5 games back of Sacramento, we'd be like a game and a half behind Sacramento. But instead, they got a full game on us rather than us getting a full game on them. And now we're playing to, potentially get tiebreakers. And it's just, we got to stop with the inconsistencies. The problem is we've been talking about this all season long. And it's like, when do we finally get over that hump is the real question. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts on the Milwaukee Bucks win? Were you impressed? What do you think about Russ and LeBron? What do you think about the schedule coming ahead? Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I would love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.